not impacting Metro Atlanta, but we are tracking some rain and storms of our own. First Alert meteorologist Cutter Martin is looking at it all for us. Cutter.
Yeah, no relation. It feels like a tropical system's nearby, right? It's so muggy outside, but we're 700, 800 miles away from Beryl. Now finally getting better organized. Forecast to lash the upper Texas coast late tonight into tomorrow as a Category 1 hurricane forecast to make landfall with 85 mile per hour sustained winds. Of course, higher gusts than that. And there's some wiggle room in that strength forecast. Nonetheless, middle upper Texas coast, not a nice night to be there. Heading up into the Ohio River Valley, weakening, spreading moisture into the mid-south portions of the Ohio River Valley. Probably, though, that moisture plume staying north of us. But we already have quite a bit of moisture in place. You're feeling it with the mugginess, and you're seeing it with these downpours now moving through West Midtown, Virginia Highland, perhaps Ponce Highland. That's one downpour. Another near Doraville, just north of Chamblee, heading towards Norcross in South Gwinnett. Another shower pushing through Peachtree Corners. It'll pour in Lawrenceville probably within the next 20 to 30 minutes. And we're tracking additional showers and thunderstorms developing. In fact, greatest rain chance, especially North Metro, may not occur until after sunset. We're going to keep that first alert going through midnight, gradually quieting it down overnight tonight. Waking up to mostly dry conditions tomorrow morning, a little bit more comfortable up in the mountains, but 77 and muggy in Atlanta, 74 Athens, 76 Eatonton, 73 and Carrollton. And from there, we warm up. Already back up to 80 degrees or so by 9 a.m. By noon, upper 80s, maybe a little cooler tomorrow in the lower 90s, upper 80s, lower 90s. Today we hit 90, so about the same, but there's a possibility some folks staying, more folks in the upper 80s tomorrow, but feeling hotter with the moisture in the air factored in. There's that first alert once again in the afternoon and early evening as we reach our high temperatures in the upper 80s and lower 90s. When we get to this point, that's when clouds will really start bubbling up. Showers and thunderstorms will start forming. Case in point, hour by hour, starting at 7 o'clock in the morning, we're dry, 11 a.m. lower 80s. And it's at that point that clouds start to build and then really showers and thunderstorms popping up. Here we are, first alert at 3 p.m. Not everyone seeing rain, but where these storms are developing, they're producing heavy rain, lots of lightning, some thunder as well. North Metro could be a stormy drive home, perhaps even your dinner plans being impacted by showers and thunderstorms. Widespread severe weather is not in the forecast, but like today, and like yesterday, a couple of these storms could produce some gusty winds, some small hail. Any storm that develops will produce heavy rain and lots of lightning. So first alert weather day, watching the evening commute. Any outdoor plans you have could be impacted. And then we're back to typical summer fare here. Mid-90s Tuesday, low to mid-90s Wednesday, a little bit drier air. So you'll notice midweek a bit less humid, though still hot. Humidity comes back and it gets even hotter going into next weekend. We could visit the upper 90s once again. It will feel hotter than 100 degrees again next weekend.
All right, Cutter.